You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Macy Eglund. Newsday is learning more about the connection between the defendants in the case of a 14-year-old from East Patchogue who was missing for 25 days. 12 people are now facing charges after an investigation the Suffolk District Attorney described to Newsday as comprehensive. 9 of the defendants are expected in court on Thursday, charged in this 75-count grand jury indictment. Charges include first-degree kidnapping, child sex trafficking, and rape.
You can look at the charges and see, okay, this person brought her to this person and drugs and sex was exchanged. So you could see, well, this person must have known that person. But this doesn't appear to be something where they all knew each other. People describe things as sex trafficking rings. Well, only 3 of them are actually facing sex trafficking charges. This seems to be a little bit more casual.
According to court documents, the teen was in multiple locations in the week she was missing, including this Bellport home you just saw, a Bohemia motel, before being found on this boat you see here in Islip. Governor Kathy Hochul wants the dispute between Altice and MSG Networks to end. The Department of Public Service is requesting information and a plan from Altice. If the company does not respond in 5 days, public hearings will be scheduled. The sale of a Long Island retirement community is now being delayed. A judge is ordering new talks on $130 million in entrance fee refunds for residents of the harbor side. The Port Washington community could sell for $80 million. Now let's get a quick look at Tuesday's weather. We could potentially see some more snow tomorrow night into Wednesday. Cloudy, highs in the low 30s. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast in a few minutes. A top housing official wants to level the playing field for home buyers and renters here on Long Island. Newsday business reporter Jonathan LaMantia spoke with the commissioner of the New York State Division of Housing and Community Renewal about the governor's budget proposal.
One focus of Governor Kathy Hochul's budget proposal that the commissioner spoke about was a focus on fairness in housing, leveling the playing field, and that speaks to Hochul's proposals on banning private equity ownership or purchasing of single-family homes. They would have a waiting period of 75 days before they could purchase single-family homes that are listed, and then a crackdown on landlords or property managers who are using algorithms to set rents, which the state believes may artificially inflate those rents.
Now, the budget still has to be approved. Long Islanders can find out more about grants and housing programs on hcr.ny.gov.
The MTA says congestion pricing has been successful at making Manhattan's roadways a lot less packed. But is it making your train ride a lot more packed?
There's people up and down the rows, where the seats are, and there's basically no place to sit.
1 month since it took effect, MTA officials say congestion pricing is working as planned. They've seen a significant drop in the number of vehicles driving into Manhattan, and also an increase in the number of people using public transportation, including the Long Island Railroad. The number of new passengers at some LIRR stations in January outpaced the ridership growth the railroad had been experiencing as of late. In December, New Hyde Park saw a 14% increase in ridership as compared to the same month in the previous year. In January, that shot up to 22%.
New Hyde Park has always been a busy station, and the times that I travel, there is a sizable crowd, and you rarely get any seat on the LIR anyway, but I have noticed that there are more people than usual.
Other stations have seen the same pattern. At Ronkonkoma, ridership went up by 18% last month as compared to 11% in December. Garden City, up 19% from just 3% the previous month. System-wide, however, ridership grew slower in January than in December. Even with the added riders at some stations, MTA Chairman Jano Lieber says there's no need to worry about overcrowding.
There is room for everybody. The 130,000 people are driving. If every one of them got out of their car and came on the subway or the bus or the Long Island Railroad or whatever, it would be a drop in the bucket. We have plenty of room.
If congestion pricing is working as well as the MTA says it is, New Hyde Park commuter Ryan Jacob wants some of that toll revenue to go toward making sure his train arrives on time more often.
I feel like if you're going to force people to use mass transit, I think it would be nice to see it run more efficiently.
And the increase in Long Island Railroad ridership doesn't just mean fewer seats on your train. It could mean fewer places to park your car at the station lot. And some of these lots were already near or at capacity, and losing a few extra spots could make all the difference. In Garden City for Newsday TV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy, helping Long Islanders save on their energy bills for over 20 years.
I have so many people who've doubted me along the way. It really does come down to hard work.
Zahara Santil began playing basketball just 4 years ago. Now, the Uniondale Junior averages 12 points per game and even earned a spot on the Newsday Top 100 list.
She struggled, I'm not gonna lie. She's just like everybody else. She struggled. She struggled to learn to dribble the ball. She struggled to learn to shoot. It takes hours and hours, a lot of practice. It takes dedication.
First person at practice, last person to leave. Whether she's here early to get up shots on the shooting machine that we have, whether it's staying after a little bit extra to get her another 50 shots up.
But when she's not on the court, she trades her basketball shoes for a pair of high heels.
Zahara Santil.
I was 8 years old, and one day I woke up, I got a letter in the mail saying that I was recommended to compete at the pageant, and my mom was like, oh my goodness.
Along with pageants, Santil found a passion for modeling and has even walked in New York Fashion Week.
When we received the last final letter, it says, congratulations, Zahara, being selected to be modeling at the New York Fashion Week. Oh my goodness, that day, that night, we were so happy. I remember watching her on stage, I tear because I said, look at my daughter.
Despite being a part of two very different worlds, her modeling background has actually helped her on the court.
Every time I've usually gotten a big, they've kind of been a little klutzy, off balance, not being able to focus, but knowing that she had that modeling background, I know she knows how to walk correctly, so it's easy to teach her, again, pivot steps or drop step because she had that coordination and background from modeling.
People usually tell us, we didn't know how a girl can transform a gown and a heel to a jersey and a sneakers. She has many talent for her to do both.
I just love breaking the stereotypes because some people think you can't have the best of two worlds. Those two worlds can help me become what I am today.
Jolie Katzen, Newsday TV.
Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast now. Potentially some more snow on the way this week. Right now, though, Friday, Valentine's Day, is looking clear but cold.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. For more on all of the stories you've seen today, head over to Newsday.com. Click Get More under the Newsday TV video box. I'm Macy Eglund. Thanks for joining us.